guys, I'm the CHALL, your Doncaster Rovers fan channel, and welcome to this video. Now, you didn't think I'd be uploading twice in one day again. Well, I am, because we've just learned some massive details about the EFL Trophy. We've got the two League 1 or League 2 teams in our group. And then, of course, tomorrow, not only will we find out our EFL Cup Round 1 opponents, we'll be finding out the academy team taking part in our group to complete our group. So before we get started, please like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video, and let's get into talking about who the teams are. And basically we're going to go over the last few times we played these teams in all competitions, talk a little bit about the team, give you a bit of knowledge and things like that. So let's start off with Bradford City. Now, of course, their manager is Stuart McCall. Now, Bradford City have been in League 2, for a couple of years. They're both League 2 teams, spoiler alert. And, yeah, Bradford City have been a League 2 team for a couple of years. So, let's have a look at Bradford City's team. And let's have a little deeper look into who they've signed for this year, who they've possibly loaned in this year so far, and just get a bit of an inkling on the previous results over the last few years. So in terms of the coming-ins at Bradford City, it has not been too bad. Levi Sutton on a free transfer from League 2 Scunthorpe, so that'll be a good asset to their defence. Billy Clark from Grimsby Town on a free transfer. Callum Cook on a free transfer, both of them attacking midfielders. This one from Peterborough United, Callum Cook. And the centre midfielder Elliot Matt on an undisclosed fee from Premier League Wolves. So very good Premier League signing for the club there. But I think with Bradford City, I think we can beat them again. Now, looking at the previous 5 results against Bradford in all competitions, we go way back into 2017 on the 8th of August when we played them in the League Cup, and we beat them 3-2, so yeah, that was a good result for us. And then we moved on to League 1 on the 30th of September 2017, and we lost 2-0, and then from that we never looked back against Bradford, because the following results were 2-0 in March 2018 in League 1. Then in September 2018 in League 1 we got a 2-1 win. And then in April 2019 League 1 we got a 1-0 win. So the past 3 games we've beat Bradford City. So that's very good signs going into when we play Bradford in the trophy stage match. So now we look at Oldham Athletic, again another League 2 side. Now this team is managed by Harry Kewell starting this season, this 2020-2021 season. They'll have a brand new manager. They sacked Dino Mamria, I believe it was, as a former Stevenage boss as well. And they brought in Harry Kewell this season to kickstart Oldham again. And, you know, I think Oldham Athletic is one of those, like Bradford City, I think we've got 2 sort of dying giants, as I call them. And that means no disrespect to the Bradford or Oldham fans, but I call them dying giants because they were once in the top division. You know, Bradford, I remember watching an old clip a few times now of Bradford City against Liverpool for Bradford to stay in the league over Wimbledon, the old Wimbledon before it became MK Dons, and the fans brought in the AFC Wimbledon. You know, we're talking about the true Wimbledon Football Club, and it was the battle between Wimbledon and Bradford in the 1999 to 2000 season in the Premiership, and trying to survive. That was the old Bradford City. And ever since the ITV Digital and the collapse, and Bradford City was one of those clubs that went into administration because of that, because they were relegated the previous season, the following season after that, sorry. And, you know, again, Oldham, a former Premiership side in the top division. I believe they played in the Premier League as well, like the really old 90s Premier League. Nothing to do with the thousands or anything like that. I think they were relegated before, somewhere like 1997, 98. So, you know, they're an old Premier League side. They're one of the old original Premier League sides. And, you know, I call them a dying giant because they haven't discovered their glory days in the modern times as of yet. I think it's just been relegation. So I think Oldham hopefully could get kick-started in League 2 next season with Harry Kewell at the helm. Obviously he's got previous managerial experience around the world, so we can hopefully deliver that at Oldham. So good luck to Oldham fans for the League 2 season ahead. But let's have a look at who they have signed for this season. So looking in them first at the loanees. So we already know they've loaned in Ian Lawler from us, Doncaster Rovers. I don't know what the rule is about parent clubs in the Cup. I don't know if there's a clause in Lawler's loan contract with Oldham, even though he's out of contract at the end of next summer anyway. I'm not too sure if there's a rule about playing against your parent club. I'll have to double check that. But I think if Lawler's playing against us and Oldham are playing at the Keepmoat and fans are back in by that point, I really want to see that game because I want to see how Lawler does against us. But if not, I can just watch it online. And the other player they've loaned in is Bobby Grant, who is a midfielder. He's a centre midfielder from National League Wrexham. So again, that's a good signing for them. I think he's a very underrated player in the non-league football. I think it'd be great to see him get some time in the football league from the non-league, and I think that it's interesting to get someone on loan from non-league rather than buy them. But maybe Oldham are trying the waters with Bobby Grant, and if it doesn't work this season, they can send him back to Rex so he can continue playing non-league football, or get some move elsewhere in the football league or elsewhere in the non-league. So that's an interesting move. Now looking at the permanent transfers, we start off at Manchester United, where they brought in Cameron Borthwick Jackson on a free transfer. I thought he had great potential a few years ago at Man United, so it's a bit of a shame to see him go to waste in the United squad, but hopefully Oldham's picked up a really good fullback there. They've also signed Sidou Jeanbatti on a free transfer from the recently promoted to the Championship Wycombe Wanderers, so good move for him to get more first team football. An undisclosed fee for Carl Piergiani at Salford City from League 2. So, Salford are a very evolutionary side, so he's going to get more first-team football at a side that's, in the same league, and, it's a good move for them, and I think Piergiani might get some more first-team football within the Oldham squad rather than the later times at the Salford squad. And finally, another Wrexham player on a free transfer this time. It's Davis Keller-Dunn. So that's going to be an interesting transfer. He's a left winger, so he'll be a good option for Oldham there. Now looking at the last few times we played Oldham, so we go right back to 2015 December. This was in the League 1. We beat them 2-0 away from home. And then we lost to them 2-1 in the FA Cup back in November 2016, and that was away at Oldham, like I said. December 2017 it was a draw actually, 1-1 in League 1, and then April 2018 it was a 0-0 draw again, this time away from home. And then in January 2019, we knocked them out 2-1 in the FA Cup at the Keepmoat Stadium. So, a mixed bag of results there. So Oldham, I think, is going to be probably more challenging than Bradford. And again, that's no disrespect to Bradford City fans. But I think that Oldham will be more challenging just based on the past of the results of the previous few years. But yeah, that's looking at Bradford and Oldham. And now I'm going to share with you guys who exactly the under-21s teams we could potentially be having in our group, and who could be announced to be in our group come the end of tomorrow afternoon. So the under-21 teams are going to be invited. So the draw, for those of you who need to listen out for the draw, it will take place at 1:30 in the afternoon on TalkSport 2 on Tuesday, which is tomorrow. I will probably turn on the camcorder at like 1:29 and just react and just have my headphones on and listen out for the draw and keep feeding back to you guys. And I'll probably edit it and cut it where Doncaster comes in. But the following under-21s teams will take the 4th spot, or potentially take the 4th spot. So it's potentially Aston Villa, Leeds United, Leicester City, Liverpool, Manchester City, Manchester United, who we had last year, Newcastle United, and Wolverhampton Wanderers. So that is an interesting bunch. Now, of course, with all the Premier League teams, it's very important to mention that Everton and Crystal Palace are not mentioned in the overall list from the north or south. Crystal Palace, I believe, it's the one that's been replaced by Norwich, and I'm not sure why Everton's not in, but we'll have to double check with that one. So there we go. So that, my friends, is looking at the under-21 teams that could potentially be in. Obviously, last season in the EFL Trophy, you know, we did okay in one game, but I think that, you know, the other ones were losses pretty much. So yeah, we need to improve on that. But I think my highlight of the EFL Trophy last season, group stage wise, was seeing us play the Manchester United under-21s, and of course you guys will know the guy playing in goal, Matej Kovar, is linked with us on a loan deal this year, so I'm hoping by the end of this transfer window or by the start of the season in September we get Matej Kovar out on loan from United to us, because I'd much love to see him in the nets for the EFL Trophy, for the league, for the cup. But I know the EFL Trophy is probably going to be Lewis Jones's field. I think we'll probably play Lewis Jones for a couple of the EFL Trophy games. So yeah, that's very interesting. Now, the EFL Cup. Now, we didn't do too well there. We got knocked out in the first round 1-0 by Grimsby at Blundell Park, by League 2 Grimsby. So that's not a very good start and a very good ending, as it turned out to be. So who am I hoping for in the EFL Cup round 1 draw tomorrow as well? I'm hoping for Grimsby, because we can, you know, inject some revenge to them. It would make it even better if it was at Grimsby, at Blundell Park, because one, you know, same ground that we got beat at last year, so I'd love to get some exact revenge on it. And two, it's not the furthest to travel to, so whether watching it online or getting to the game itself, I would love to watch this game. So it will be interesting to see who we do get in the EFL Cup. This video was mainly about the EFL Trophy group stage, but it'd be interesting to see who we get in round 1 of the EFL Cup. But there we go, guys. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. We're going to be coming back tomorrow afternoon to upload the reaction, the live reaction, well, not live streamed obviously, but the live reaction of who we get in terms of the under-21 team into our group with Bradford and Oldham. But Bradford and Oldham, I think on paper we should overcome them with ease. We should be winning them. I think it's very important to mention that 2 of the games are, I think they mentioned with Hull, I think, that 2 of the games are home games. And obviously the under-21s teams have all got away from home games, from what I heard. So it looks to me as if we're going to be hosting Bradford, hosting Oldham, and facing the under-21s team away from home. So that one, depending on the duration and, you know, whereabouts in the country it is, I think that's probably one to watch, you know, from the stream. But it depending. But there we go, guys. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'll see you guys tomorrow afternoon when we get to find out which under-21s Premier League team will be in our group. I'm hoping for Man United, because I want to get some revenge on them for last season, and hopefully if Kovar signs for us on loan, then it'll be interesting to see how Kovar does against his former teammates, if there is that parent club rule not involved. Thank you very much, guys. I'm the CHALL. Please like, comment, subscribe, and for now, goodbye.